Hi, my name is Al Gianchetti. I'm the founding CEO of XyloCor Therapeutics. And XyloCor Therapeutics, we are a gene therapy company focused on cardiovascular disease. We're based in the Philadelphia area. Our mission at XyloCor is to help those suffering with cardiovascular disease. The work we're doing builds upon the work of our founders, Dr. Ron Crystal and Dr. Todd Rosengart. They came together at Cornell in the 1990s, bringing Dr. Crystal's expertise in gene therapy and Dr. Rosengart's expertise in cardiovascular disease. And we're building upon that work today to help people in our first program who suffer with refractory angina. So our lead program, XY001, is a gene therapy designed to revascularize the heart in patients with coronary artery disease. That same drug candidate, we also plan to research later this year into early next year as adjunctive treatment for patients undergoing bypass surgery. So we are a development stage company, and we are currently in a phase 1/2 study and about to start another phase 2 study. And it's very important for us to understand the needs of our stakeholders. And first and foremost is the patient. So understanding what the unmet needs are for that patient, what they're trying to achieve with a drug treatment, the needs of the treating physicians, cardiologists, cardiothoracic surgeons, understanding their needs, the needs of the FDA in terms of helping them assess that the drug is indeed safe and effective so they can do a thorough evaluation. And then also the other stakeholder are the payers, and very important for them to assess the value that our drug treatments might bring. So we really needed to understand, both from a valuation perspective, how valuable is this drug, potential drug, to the various stakeholders, but also in the design of our future trials to ensure we're including the endpoints in those trials and efficacy assessments that are most meaningful to the various stakeholders, which may differ from one to the next. We engaged MME to help us in this effort to understand the needs of our customers. And so we really wanted to leverage the experience and the breadth of experience that the team has, not just in assessing the needs of physicians, but also the needs of our payers. We did the research with MME and the assessment in 2 phases. The first was an assessment of secondary available data, secondary research. So they looked at, drugs that might be considered similar in their development and the pricing and reimbursement work that was done for other gene therapy programs, assessed what was in the market literature, and gave us a baseline to work from, really, and that was very helpful. And then the second phase was actually doing primary research, both qualitative with physicians, both cardiologists and cardiothoracic surgeons, with payers, which was a very important piece, and hospital pharmacists and administrators. So we really got a very broad picture among several of our stakeholders, very importantly. And then that was followed by more quantitative research with physicians to understand, based on achieving a specific profile, what the demand for our product would be. I think some of the things that MME brought to the table that differentiated them was really their ability to not only do the standard demand work with physicians, which many companies can do, but also they brought to the table the experience they had both in gene therapy and cardiovascular disease. And that was particularly important when it came to assessing the payer landscape and the reimbursement landscape, because gene therapy is quite different. In our case, our drug is hospital administered, so reimbursed through the hospital system, but also it's a one-time treatment. So basically the payment is front loaded. And in our assessment, many of the companies we interviewed didn't have very much experience, if any, whereas MME had extensive experience, as I said, both in gene therapy, understanding that dynamic, which is quite different, but also in the traditional cardiovascular disease as well. Also, what differentiates MME is their vast or very deep understanding of the payer landscape, which is becoming very important because, as we've seen in recent months, that, getting FDA approval is certainly a very important milestone. but also providing a package that is acceptable to payers is important as well. So I think having this understanding of both physician demand and understanding of what endpoints are important for them, but also understanding the payer landscape and the pricing and reimbursement, which can become quite complex in some cases, is really critical. And I think with the integration with Indegene, I think that'll even broaden the capabilities that MME can deliver.